All right, guys, this video is going to show you a step-by-step on how to install a new ignition cylinder, which I will have linked below this video, in a 92 to 96 Civic EG hatchback. Probably exactly the same steps for the sedan, so make sure to watch this entire video. Give a thumbs up. Let's begin. So the first step you're going to have to do, this is an Acura Integra wheel, but this should be very, very similar for any wheel that you have, including an OEM wheel. There's going to be side covers on your steering wheel you're going to have to pop off. Okay, there's one on each side and one on the bottom. Okay, there's going to be, which I already took out, and this is what they look like. Okay, and they're like T30s. They're T30 bits. They're going to be right here on each side and the bottom. You take these out. I use the ratchet. Okay, once that's out, the airbag assembly will be able to be removed. Right? You could throw this at your neighbor while they're checking their mail. Then you got the wheel. Okay, the wheel is held on by a single nut. You use a 19mm socket on a ratchet, and you can use a mallet or a friend or a regular hammer, and you want to just get this sucker loose. Okay, once it's loose, you simply unscrew the nut. Nut comes out. Keep this nut, don't lose this nut, you need this nut. Next, you pull the wheel off. There might be some electrical connectors for the airbag. Unclip those. Okay, just use your judgment. Unclip everything. Pull the wheel off. Throw this at your other neighbor when he's checking his mail. Okay, then you're gonna have this little hub. Now you don't really need to remove this hub. I would, because it's kind of in the way of things. To remove this hub, there are, you'll see where I already removed these, but there's 3 bolts or 3 nuts, okay, on each side. Regular Phillips head screwdriver removes these nuts. You pop off this hub. This is where the airbag hooks into and all that jazz. And yeah, don't throw these at your neighbors if you're reinstalling. We're actually going to be installing a NRG steering wheel. The link is going to be here or here. I don't know which one, but wherever that is. So now you remove all that so you have access to this guy, okay? Next, you need to remove this, all right? So to do that, you pull out this. This goes with your steering wheel assembly. I believe you need this if you're installing an NRG hub as well, so hold on to that. There's going to be 3 screws, which I don't know if I have a screwdriver. There's going to be 3 screws that hold this plastic piece on that holds the stalks, okay? This needs to be removed to get to the mounting point of the cylinder. So you're going to pull this out once you have these 3 bolts or screws loose, okay? Don't know if these are going to fall out. I'm going to kind of just move this out of the way. If they fall, they fall.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
For our airbag wasn't connected, which is obviously not safe, but if you do have a normal car with a normal airbag connected and set up, do you think it's safe to disconnect the battery before you do all this?
If you have a normal car, definitely disconnect the battery prior to doing anything like this. Chances of it setting it off are almost 0, but still disconnect your battery, because if it goes off, that's going to be a very bad day for, just removing one terminal on your battery. So with the battery disconnected, in the perfect world, don't mind that. Now we can get to this guy. So we had to remove that plastic piece to get back here, okay? Now what we're gonna do is there's gonna be these 2 tabs up here, and I'll show you on the new one. So the new one, if I orient it the same way, it's like that, okay? There's the key and there's with no key. Now this goes up there, okay? And then comes with a bracket and then 2 screws on each side in the box that I just grabbed this from, which is this part, okay? So gotta remove everything to get to this. Once this is off, this whole assembly will be loose, which we're gonna show you. And then it's just a matter of finding these 2 clips under your dash, unclipping them, reclipping them, and then testing it. So I'll show you the next step in a second. These top 2, I guess, screws that hold the assembly to the arm, okay? There is no cap, like I thought, and for a second I thought we had to drill these out. The way to do it is to grab a punch, or in this case a screwdriver, okay? We're using a multi-bit screwdriver with a small flathead, and these loosen counterclockwise, and you literally put the screwdriver on one of the edges, and I don't know if you can see this, but try to get like super close. When I hit this, it's going to move. Ready? See how this is moving? This is spinning this way. And that's all you do. You sit here for 10 minutes and you slowly hit both of these so that these loosen up. And you can see it's getting looser as we go. We'll pick back up at the next step once this is off. Hallelujah!
That's
Hallelujah! This is gonna be thrown in the trash. Now we're gonna unclip and see. Let's move that. I'm gonna test out the cylinder, which you could do first. You almost should do that first before you remove anything. Because if your cylinder is working at all, it's best to know for sure that the new one's gonna work. Look at this, just this whole thing, man.
Just shut it.
Yeah. Okay, so now you need this. You don't need that. So loosen this guy. We do have zip ties, so you never need this again. Let's follow this thing. Like it back there. No. I can pull it from here. This goes over here. It's like right next to my eye. All right, I'm gonna have to get under here. So I'll show you guys the next step once I can find where these go. Okay, so after you're in a very comfortable position, I recommend removing your seat. But if you don't want to remove your seat and you're stubborn like me, take off the bottom cover, which is just like 4. It should be 4. This car it's only 2 because there's 2 missing. But, or you know what? Maybe it is only 2. There's 3. Okay, this has 2. Remove the bottom cover. You absolutely need to. Then there's going to be, which is the same as the new one, these 2 connectors. And you can easily see them once you remove the cover, okay? I'm not even using a flashlight, and I could see them. So once you unplug those, you simply pull out the old, this might be attached somewhere still, let's see. Pull out the old harness. Dusty, dusty. And this is going right into the trash. All right, now we're gonna test the new one. Let's see what it does. So I'm gonna feed it through. And this is gonna go like,
Yep, like
that. Let's go like this.
Could you actually install it the other way just to fuck with people? Okay.
Like, well,
No, it
like this way.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you would be able to do that. I think.
Nah.
It would be like
That's so dumb.
It would be like this though. You could do it.
It'd be like a Porsche.
Yeah, you just couldn't mount everything right, but you could do it. This is the main thing that holds it.
It's crazy.
Shit, let's go like this. Okay. And then we can tighten this guy. All right, for now, let's get this in. So let's pass this thing. Let's go over here, over here. Make sure that's awesome. And God willing, this will.
So on the old one, any part of that connector could have been the issue, right?
On the old one?
Yeah.
It was probably internally on this thing, like in the cylinder itself.
Yeah.
But it could have been literally anything. It could have nicked something.
Now, the zip tie that's around the actual cylinder, is that just to hold the little, like, harness in the back, or do you need to have that?
It's literally to hold that harness.
Cool.
Could keep it, or I could remove it, but let's make sure that stays. Okay, now, you see, now we don't know if this is going to fix the issue that the car's having. We hope so, but regardless, this is exactly how you do it, and then we'll show you, I guess, you know, the quick steps to put it back, but it's the same steps in reverse. So if you're at this step, for some reason, if you're watching this video and you have your fingers like this, okay, just watch the beginning of the video, and there you go. We're not going to show you guys putting it back, but just simply look to where your old one exactly was. You want to make sure this is pushed in when it's against this cylinder, and you want to take the hardware. It's in that box, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want to simply put this cover on, and then in the box there's 2 screws. You just tighten them down. There's probably torque specs. I don't know what those torque specs are, but just use your best judgment. This is aluminum, so don't over tighten it, but as long as it's nice and snug and you can wiggle it and it doesn't move, you're gonna be good. So I'll show you guys when it's all finished.